Hello and welcome to today's tutorial on branding and visual identity. In this session, we're going to be going through and exploring the full potential that branding and visual identity has for your business. It's a key thing to remember that with branding and visual identity, that it allows your business to be across more areas of real estate. And when I say real estate, I mean areas for people to discover your business, being in front of more people and being able to display a clear message so that people understand what you do and how you help them very, very quickly is what allows businesses to grow fast. And not just grow, but have a scalability where they're able to, in marketing, bring on clients very easily across the board. So in branding and visual identity, we're putting together the key things to make sure that we're ticking off so that every single platform, every single area that our business is displayed, it screams the exact same message. The importance of branding and visual identity. As Marty Numera, a renowned brand consultant, once said, "The brand isn't what you say it is, it's what they say it is." This quote emphasizes the essential role that branding plays in shaping people's perception of your business. A strong brand helps you stand out from the competition, increases customer loyalty, and ultimately drives for growth. It's important to remember that your branding has to be identical across every single possible platform. You never want to scream two different messages in two different places. It should all be the exact same message everywhere. Visual identity, on the other hand, is a visual representation of your brand. It consists of elements such as a logo, color, typology, and imagery. According to Alan Wheeler, a branding expert and author of Designing Brand Identity, visual identity is a critical aspect of branding, as it provides an instant connection to the outstanding qualities and unique propositions of your brand. And as we speak about before, everything across the board needs to be identical in the message that you're screaming. These are things like your logos, your colors, your typology, your imagery. They all have to be identical so that way you can have a memorable brand, something that people latch onto, that they can remember at an instant. If your visual identity isn't a clear message, you're going to struggle for people to remember what you do and exactly what your brand is at an instant. And you want to be able to make it so that anyone can remember exactly what it is you do. Key elements of building a brand and visual identity. Defining your brand's purpose. Start by identifying the core purpose of your brand. Simon Sinek, the author of Start With Why, says, "People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it." Understand the reasons behind your business and what sets you apart from the competitors. This is an important part to understand. And we have other aspects in this course that dive deeper into this module and this particular aspect. But it's important to understand when it comes to branding and visual identity. It starts with being able to understand how you help people before you start to display your identity across the market. Developing a brand personality. Just like people, brands have personalities. A brand's personality consists of 5 dimensions: sincerity, excitement, competence, sophistication, and ruggedness. Determine your brand's personality traits and ensure they resonate with your target audience, and even further, resonate with the reasons why you're in business. Implementing these sort of traits into your business allows you to stand up above the rest of your competition. The more advanced that you get with the personality your business has, if it resonates with your audience, people will want to do business with you. It's about being able to relate with your potential customers and build something that they can latch onto instead of you just always forcing things down at them. People will start to relate with your brand when you start to implement a personality into it. Establish a unique visual identity. Create a distinctive visual identity that reflects your brand's personality and values. Consider elements such as a logo design, color palette, typology, or image. It's really important with this step that you get the ideal look and feel of your brand. What are the colors? What's the logo? What's the typology is in headlines and slogans? And what's the imagery that we want to display? This section here is going to be an endless battle that you have moving forward in making sure that you stick to this design. When you change a design, people forget who you exactly are. And it's about making sure that you stay consistent so people don't have to think of you as a new business. The only way for people to remember who you are frequently is to follow a very clear visual guide. Things like your branding palette, your color guides, everything like that needs to be perfect, and it needs to display that same branded visual message across all platforms. For some examples, Apple's minimalist logo and clean design elements effectively communicate its values of simplicity, innovation, and elegance. Things like this is important for you to implement into your own brand, and you may not think it's that important, but I can assure you that it's what's going to set you apart from people remembering who you are instead of always considering you someone that they don't trust in the market. Consistency. We've spoken about consistency a bit, but maintaining consistency across all touch points, including your website, packaging, social media, and advertising. Consistency ensures that your brand is easily recognizable and strengthens your brand identity. Every time someone sees your brand and it has a consistent message and a consistent visual design, they will start to remember you more for what you do. People trust who they see regularly and frequently. Being recent and frequent in your potential customers' eyes will make them build more trust and strengthen the relationship that they will have between your brand. Implementing and measuring your branding and visual identity. Align your team. Ensure that all team members understand the exacts of your brand identity and uphold the brand's purpose, personality, and visual identity. Providing a clear guidance and support to achieve consistency is going to allow you to grow your team and be able to continue hitting the same message to market. Remember, slight changes in the message to market can seriously affect the way that people perceive your brand moving forward. Monitor and adapt. Continuously monitor the impact of your brand's visual identity on your business. Evaluate customer feedback, sales data, and marketing trends to identify areas for improvement. However, it's important to remember not to take the data and the numbers and the feedback seriously too quickly. Sometimes when we start to build a visual identity or branding to our company, we start to see changes in the sales data or customer feedback. We've got to remember that branding and visual identity is a long play. We can't expect that by changing our logo and our colors overnight, that's going to increase business. And most of the time, it may actually have a negative effect as you start to implement these things into your business more regimentally. And the reason for that is that you're making changes to the customer perception of you. When you change your logo, people forget and start not recognizing your business. Things like that is why it's important to review this data with an open mind and remember the long play. Sometimes it's better to have a short-term downfall, knowing that you're getting your business on the right track long-term with the correct visual identity. Measure success. Track key performance indicators to measure the success of your brand's efforts. Some common KPIs include brand awareness, brand loyalty, and customer satisfaction. Remember, it's important to not take this data to heart too quickly. When you make changes, there is always going to be a change in the end result for the client or the customer conversion rate. Changing your logo is going to impact the amount of people that recognize and trust your brand. Remember that when it comes to setting your KPIs around measuring these changes, sometimes a longer measurement will tell a much different result. In conclusion, branding and visual identity are vital aspects of a business's success. By defining your brand's purpose, developing a unique personality, and establishing a consistent visual identity, you can create a strong brand that sets you apart from competitors and resonates with your target audience. Always remember to align your team, monitor, adapt, and measure your branding efforts to ensure ongoing success. Another great point to remember with this is that understanding the psychological reasons why people take action with your business and why they take action in your industry can be some key reasons as to why you may see some brands succeed in visual identity over their competitors. For an example, if you're supposed to demonstrate as a luxury brand, you wouldn't want to be posting memes on your social media accounts because that's going to devalue the luxury that your brand has to offer. Instead, what you'd want to do is have your luxury brand show luxury, show undeniable strength. You want to be a figurehead, a trailblazer in the industry that people look up to for the luxury you display. It's important to remember the psychological reasons why people take action in your industry so that you can start to build your identity around those reasons. I hope this was valuable and thank you so much for joining.